Sandhagen does have some unique problems for Merab, okay? He's taller, he's longer, he might be a little bit quicker. He's definitely a more skilled kickboxer. He's a very calculated and high IQ fighter. He can fight on the feet. He's got beautiful footwork. He always comes with a tremendous game plan. The grappling and the submission ability is very, very high level. And you know Cory Sandhagen has wanted this for a very long time. When I interviewed him after he beat Davison Figueiredo, you could see there was a little bit of annoyance, a bit of a chip on the shoulder, and that's what you need. That's why you're going to go out there and dispatch these people in the way that he has been doing.
I would love if Sandhagen could get it done. That guy's a ninja. His striking is insane. I've trained with him now ever since 2015 when I moved out to Colorado. Before anyone knew who he was, I started training with him out of Team Elevation. And I was like, man, who the f is this cat? He's good. He's like, oh, he's some guy that's got a few amateur fights. And I was like, what? It's like, this motherfucker needs to be in the UFC. Like, he's amazing. He didn't believe in himself back then. He was a little bit of a head case, like, didn't know what he wanted to do and be in there. But he has now since then figured it out, and the guy's a killer. I fought him. It was my toughest fight to date. The guy's amazing. I would love to see him get the win because he's a great human being.
100%. Yeah, Cory, I mean, God, it's so... Merab's, he is improving each fight, but he's still, to this day, I watch him, I'm like, God, I know I can knock that motherfucker out. He's sloppy in certain positions, and he's beatable. He's definitely beatable. And Cory, you can't count Cory out. Cory's one of the most skilled guys in the UFC, not just in the bantamweight division. Can't count Cory out. I'm very curious to see how that fight plays out. What happens if Merab gets a hold of Cory? Merab felt like a fucking super strong, weirdly, just super strong. So I'm curious to see what kind of scrambles Cory can create, and if he can give him any trouble. So excited for that fight.
I do see there are ways. People are overlooking Cory, so I kind of want to cheer for Cory because I love the underdog effect. I look at him and I think he, like you said, he is the most well-rounded person I believe that Merab has had to fight. I've trained with Umar. He's extremely well-rounded. But he wasn't that good of a wrestler when I was training with him all the time. He was still learning and getting his feet wet in the wrestling world. He had more of a Taekwondo style stand-up, very explosive, had good foot sweeps, good body locks, those kind of things. But he wasn't a straight like single leg, double leg type wrestler. It was more of that sambo, judo, foot sweeps, that kind of takedowns. Extremely talented. Him and I look at Cory and I look at Umar, they're probably equally the same. I put maybe Umar or Cory a little bit more in terms of being a little bit better, more rounded. But with Umar, he's got two skills that are just a lot, I think, better than Cory's. But Cory can establish right off the bat against Merab on how he can dictate the pace of the fight. The distance, the range, all of those things with his striking, his takedown defense is awesome and amazing. He just got to be able to do it for 5 rounds. And we're going to find out if he's made those adjustments since the Umar fight, if he can do that for 5 rounds. He's a true pro, so I'm looking forward to this fight. It's going to be a lot better fight than people are giving it credit for.
I think that we've done a really, really good job this camp of pushing really hard, but not only pushing really hard, but also being able to fight really smart in certain times, how to fight the takedowns extremely hard and then get right back to striking. And yeah, I mean, outside of those 2 paths to victory, what is Merab going to do? Knock me out? Like that's not happening, So this fight is going to be striking. It's going to be me defending the shots. And I know that he's been saying that he's going to strike. That's not true. And if that is true, that's a horrible idea. Don't do that, Merab. But that's what the fight's going to be anyways. So, yeah, I'm excited for it, man. I think that I got all the tools that I need in order to win this one. And I'm pumped for my stock to shoot through the roof and for me to be in the category of fighter that is champion.
But Sandhagen's attitude is the right one. He's not trying to go to a decision with him. He's trying to hurt him and finish him, and that's it. And if he ends up punting on rounds as a consequence, then he ends up punting on rounds. But he's not going to try and just I'm going to eke this one out. I mean, it may end up being that he ends up winning 3 rounds in a 5-round contest. But the methodology he's approaching it with, and the goal he's approaching it with, it's going to change the way he fights. And that may not be enough either. But I think that's, of all ways you can fight him, the right one.
And we've seen Merab. He's getting a little bit comfortable now on his feet, showing a little bit more striking on his feet. Cory has that one punch power. We've seen him put guys out like Frankie Edgar. We've seen him go, spinning heel kick to Moraes. Like, I don't know why people are thinking this is going to be a walkthrough. It isn't. But I do just think it's a tough fight. But I mean, Cory's been hungry for this fight. He's been hungry for this moment. And even with his breakdowns, right, you see the intelligence in him. He knows what type of fight Merab's going to bring, and I think he'll be ready for this moment.
Sometimes Merab looks unbeatable. What a year he's having. But Cory, to me, is the biggest threat to Merab's title because Cory's a problem solver, and I'm sure he's been studying Merab's style. The challenge is Merab is getting better. We've seen him do things that he hasn't done before. Look at his submission over the former champ,
Sean O'Malley.
Sean O'Malley. Merab is getting better.
Already forgot.
Already forgot about him. Merab is getting better. How Cory's going to solve that problem, to me, is the challenge.
How you feel about
absolutely.
that?
I love that fight, and I think that truly is the fight that needed to happen, right? They have not fought before. It's fresh blood. It makes sense, and it does present a whole new list of problems for Merab to deal with. He is so scrambly when he hits the ground. He's got great cardio, and those knees. Anytime that you've got a wrestler like Merab, who you know is going to shoot time and time again, with Cory Sandhagen, the flying knees up the middle, the way he uses his front kicks, he does present a lot of challenges and opportunities for himself to win that fight. But
you need to feel a little bit overlooked. You need that chip on your shoulder as a fighter because it spurs you on in training. It makes you that extra little bit nastier when you land your shots, when you squeeze the guillotines or whatever it is, right? Cory Sandhagen's got that now. I'm telling you, this man is extremely technical. He's a really smart guy.
I think Cory is growing and getting better too. When you get a leg lock on a guy like Figueiredo, you pop his knee. Leg locks are a dangerous game no matter what. He's working with Ryan Hall, so if you're expecting to get taken down, like anybody who goes against Merab is, you find yourself in one of those little scrambles. Anything can happen in those little scrambles. And I think that where he's attacking now, the legs, and he's putting people in those awkward spots. Like, if you're Merab, you better have somebody really good with you that you're working with that is going to be attacking legs, that is going to be going from there.
But I know that many people are just writing off Cory Sandhagen. It's not going to be close. He's going to get taken down. He's going to get mauled. I have a tendency to think that that's not true. I think that Cory's going to make this a lot tougher fight than people are giving him credit for. And I think he learned a lot from the Umar Nurmagomedov fight. And he's going to actually utilize his movement slightly less so he doesn't get tired. And his takedown defense in that first with Umar was great up until he started getting tired towards the end of the fight.
Sure.
So rounds 4 and 5, from all the running he did in rounds 1, 2, and 3, he started to slow down, which is understandable. But in this situation, he cannot get tired with Merab, which I think is going to be very tough for him to do. Merab's got a gas tank from hell.
You know that Merab's going to threaten. But as long as he can stay outside the shoulders, he's got a lot better chance of not getting taken down and staying off the cage. And that at the same time, when Merab gets dangerous and gets desperate and starts to rush in more, then that's when those jumping knees down the middle could pay dividends for Sandhagen. Wow. Yeah, that snap kick that he has. Cory's real good with his hands. He can stay outside and slap hooks and get outside, slap and bring him down the middle. He's got to stay long. He's got to stay active to keep him off his own rhythm, because Merab wants to get you into his rhythm. So using your own feints, staying outside his shoulders is what he has to do, right? And if he gets taken down on the ground, not trying to play that 50-50 and try to do submissions, he's got to get right back to his feet, even though that's going to make you tired. He's just going to win down there if he holds you down,
Yeah, I'm pumped for it, man. I keep saying this, Merab's ways of winning are wrestling guys and getting guys tired, and you won't do that to me. I've shown that my wrestling has come far enough to where you're not just going to punk me in wrestling. I'm not going to get tired. I haven't gotten tired in one of my, I don't know how many main event fights I've had at this point, but I'm used to 5 rounds. I've been training for 5 rounds for years now, so my body's conditioned for it. I just don't really see too many paths for Merab to win. He gets people tired and he wrestles them, and he's not going to be able to do that to me. So we're going to have a striking fight, and I've gotten miles and miles better at that as well. I'm hitting harder now. I'm faster. My position is better. Just working with Trevor Whitman, over the course of almost 2 years now has gone a really long way.